Hello and welcome to Mariposaura's Fusion Food channel, and today I'm going to give you quite an interesting kind of recipe today, and it's deviled kidneys. My kidneys are in there and they've just been soaking a little bit of lemon juice and water. Now if you want to get rid of the so-called gamey kind of smell, because you know kidneys filter out all kinds of pee and nasty things in pee, in animals in general, even humans, then I suggest you take this step. So leave it in lemon juice and water for about 10 minutes at the most. Right, I'm going to drain the water off now. I'm going to show you what to do next. Right, I'm back everyone. Your kidneys, depending on what you prefer, will either look like this, or they'll be the little small, almost crescent shaped looking ones. Plump crescent shape. This is beef kidney, and I happen to have this one. Right, I'm going to show you how to chop it up. Now, it looks like a big piece of honeycomb, or I don't know, squares or lumps, then all lumped together. When you look at the back of it here, this is pure fat and sinew. This is what you don't want in your kidneys, in your finished dish. I mean, not in your kidneys. This is what you don't want in your finished dish. I'm going to show you how to slice it now. So get your trusty chopper or any sharp knife and begin to slice it away from you. Yeah, the angle is. So if you just see what I'm doing here, grab a slice away from you. This is the slice away. Look, look. So you don't get too much of the sinew in your finished dish, which means it will get chewy and horrible and it won't be tender. Make sure you slice away from you, and so you slice away from the fat and away from the gristle. I'm going to do this a few more times even. Well, quite a few more. I'm going to show you again. The trick is you slice away from you. As much as you can, try to keep them a roughly uniform size. Don't worry if you have some bits that are smaller than others, but as long as you cut away as much of the gristle as you can. This will result in a much pleasant experience of eating kidneys and even liver even. Of which I'll probably do a video at a later date. There you go. See, hardly any sinew in it. Make sure it's cut away from the meat as much as possible. If you encounter any bits of gristle, make sure you just chuck it to the side. Now what I'm doing here as well, what I want to show you, is in the meantime, when you've got your kidneys being sliced away, you fry the onions in the meantime. Now this is just onions fried in a little bit of butter and olive oil, a little bit of salt with some green chilies and some thyme. And you just put them to slowly fry. So mine is an electric Mark III at the moment. I'm not sure what kind of mark your oven goes up to, your cooker, your stove goes up to. But try as much as you can to keep it on a moderate heat. And the end result is you want the onions to turn slightly golden, like this. Yeah, you're going to have patience to actually let it fry. I'm going to tell you now. Don't turn it up and expect it to fry exactly in this way, because you'll probably end up with burnt onions. Right? So allow at least 10 minutes or so for it to get to this kind of stage. Now back to the slicing. Do everything in your power to make sure there's no sinew. And I tell you right now, please, whatever you do, don't take any shortcuts by not washing away the kind of slight funky smell of the kidney. And don't take any shortcuts thinking you can just chop up everything all together. Especially if you're going to offer other people who aren't really keen on kidneys to eat with the gristle and everything else. Make sure it's a pleasurable eating experience. And the reason it's called deviled kidneys is because it's going to be slightly spicy. I'm going to show you the next step after this as to what I'm going to do to make it like that. Alright, all done. See? Most of the meat is gone. And it leaves the horrible nasty gristle that you don't want in your dish. Alright? Please remember this. I'm going to set this aside, wash my hands and wipe up this surface. Yeah, remember people, wash your hands regularly. You're handling raw meat, or you're even handling vegetables and they're not washed, wash your hands and actually wash the meat and vegetables. You can always clean up your sink with a little bit of bleach and soap after. Just like after chopping your liver, your kidney, you give it at least 2 rinses, and that's to get rid of any other impurities like might have leached a little blood or something. Alright? It's not a nice product, the end product to have in the food. Alright, the next step we're going to make right now is the cleaning of these. Now this is the other element that makes it spicy as well. This is called Aziza leaves. Yeah? Any Nigerians in particular then? Yeah, all hail Nigers. Yeah? This is what you use for a few soups, a few native soups. Hang on, have a look again. And it gives a peppery and very floral kind of flavour to whatever soup that you're actually cooking it into. Or even stir fry. I've seen a few vloggers and all that do that. So these are dried because where I live I can't get the fresh ones. Where I've been living previously before I could get the fresh ones, but unfortunately this area I cannot. So I've had to use hot water to soak these out. And then you put them into some cold water when they've actually opened up. You see? They're green, very dark green, and they have a lot of sand. So when you put them in with the cold water, put in salt water. It's the same process as if you were cleaning spinach. I'm sorry I can't show you everything about the cleaning process, but I don't have a camera person yet. I need more equipment. Yeah, I'm getting there, I'm getting there. I'm going to show you what it looks like when it's cleaned. Alright? So get your strainer and prepare to strain these leaves. And the whole idea is you rinse out as much dirt as you possibly can, both dirt and sand. And also at the same time, try to capture as much of the stalks, hard stalks that don't need to be in there. So this takes time. If you haven't encountered cleaning dried leaves and things before, and you're not like me, then I suggest you take your time. It's a time-consuming process. Take your time and clean it thoroughly. You do not want grit in your food. So at least give it 3 washes after it's been soaking in the salt water. Like I said, the same process as when you wash mature spinach. Alright. Now this is end product. There you go. We only need this amount. Now this is about 2 tablespoons of Uziza leaves that have been rehydrated with hot water, hot kettle water. Right? So now we're going to go and put these into the frying pan with the caramelized onions. Not burnt, caramelized. And what you do, if you can, you chop them on the chopping board or rip them apart into smaller pieces and put them in with the onions. This is because reconstituted leaves need to be cooked a little bit longer than those that are fresh. So anything that's dried, make sure it cooks properly and rehydrates properly before you use it. and also cleaned properly as well. I can't state that enough. Right, the next step that I'm going to do is to season the kidneys now. I'm going to show you what I use. Right, here's our washed kidneys. Yep. And then you're going to get, this is why it's a fusion food channel. This is ground allspice or pimento. We use it a lot in Jamaican cooking. Yeah, in Jamaican we use it a lot. Especially jerk seasoning. It's the most likely thing you're going to associate allspice with. So you put around, I'll say half a teaspoon or to taste of allspice berry or ground allspice. A little bit of black pepper. So it's about half a teaspoon probably of that. And then you add this. This is a rough way of me doing green seasoning. So you add 2 green finger chilies. Well, I had a bigger amount than this. I added about 6. So yeah, 6 green finger chilies, half of a Spanish onion, or brown Spanish onion, and then I added half a sweet pepper. I use yellow, but you're supposed to use green. I used some thyme, and I used a rather big bunch of coriander. You chop them roughly and you blend them into a food processor. Not a blender, a food processor, please. Or even better, put the extra work in and pound it in the mortar and pestle. Because putting it in a blender quite often means you have to add water to it. And this stuff, most of the vegetables in there have some degree of water already. So you don't need to be making soup, automatic soup with it. So if I were you, please go and buy a food processor or something that you can actually macerate. Is it macerate? Help here. Macerate, that's it. Yeah, that you can macerate, not macerate. Macerate's the chew. Yeah, so that you can macerate the actual seasonings so that they soften. Yep. So it's macerate, to mash up then. Yes. It's been a long day, I'm telling you. Alright, so after you've mixed it in by hand, there you go, looking green. Yeah. Nah, not for longer. You put it into the onion mixture and fry. We should say saute by now. Now this green seasoning, in some version or another, is another Caribbean ingredient of sorts. Got a lot of islands like Trinidad and Grenada and Barbados will use green seasoning. However, Jamaicans have one as well. And so do other islands like Puerto Rico as well. So really there's a lot of similar food going on along in the Caribbean. The only thing that differs is the languages. And let's turn this up. Also, in order for your green seasoning to keep, also add or consider adding tiny amount of salt and some vinegar as well, which I did. This helps with the gaminess with the kidneys as well. So you just have a look there. Kidneys are throwing away. Doesn't look like they're doing much, but they are. And we're going to fry these for about 10-15 minutes, so at least 10 minutes sauteing time, and then 5 minutes perhaps, you know, steaming time. I'll come back with that a little bit later. Alright, so the next time you see all of this done, well, the next time you come back you will see all of this done, what I mean. So until then, see you later.